Alright, this is a video on how to put the breaker on the trackhoe. There's a couple things you need to do in the procedure when you're doing this. You need to pay attention where you put your plates if they're already off of it. By the plates, I mean these things right here. You got little shim plates. Right here, if these just happen to fall out for any reason, you just want to make sure that your colors line up down here on the bottom. After that, what we're going to do is you need to have somebody that's fairly decent with a trackhoe. Usually I recommend idling it down because it makes it a little bit easier to maneuver this thing. But we're going to start by putting your top boom right here on the top pinhole right on the very top here. Make sure that you keep in contact with the person driving the trackhoe. Come forward to me, down, forward and down, up. When you get your holes lined up, the pin should slide through fairly easy. You're going to want to make sure you use a dead blow, not a hammer, one of these rubber mallets. Once you get that one set, let's go ahead and put our bolt in it and our nut. We're going to tighten these down when we get finished. You'll need a 9/16. Wrench or socket, maybe even both. Once we do that, we're going to stand this thing up on its bit tip. Make sure you stay clear of it because it really will hurt you. Go up on this one. What we're going to do next, we're going to kind of keep your hands up here. Make sure you let that operator know he's getting too close.
I got a bounce out here turn 4-6, Gordon blower. 4-6, 4 blower, 10-4.
Okay, come on down. Up. Alright, come on down. Okay. Up. This may take a couple tries, as you can see. They've made this thing super tight on the fit. Make sure not to get your hand near that right there. I'm sure it would hurt. Most definitely. Alright, hold what you got. Come on down. Down. Alright, hold what you got. Come down just a little bit. Down. Down, other way. Up. Alright, hold what you got right there. You can usually sight down the tube here. Make sure everything's lined up. You may have to just kind of maneuver this thing around just a little bit and it should slide right through. Last but not least, you're going to put your bolt and your nut on both sides. Make sure they're both fastened down. Next, we're going to take our wrenches, go ahead and tighten these up so we don't forget to do it. Because if you didn't leave these pins in there, this thing could come off and it could seriously injure someone. After we get done putting the bolts in to tighten the pins all the way down, we're going to hook up our hydraulic attachments. There's a couple tricks I can tell you about on how to get those on as well. I don't know why they use such a long bolt. We're going to tighten it down until it's snug as well. Go ahead and put your last bolt and nut together here. Now we got them snug, we're going to hook the hydraulic attachments up. You're probably going to want to bring the boom lower to do this. You see you got a female end right here and a male end right here. It's obvious where they go. This one's obviously going to go in here, and this one's obviously going to go into this one. What you may have to do when you're putting these on, if it's got a lot of pressure on it, you may have to bleed your lines. You can do that with the foot controls on the top. Yep. Other way. Make sure they fully click in, and when we get done doing this, we're going to take it and we're going to find a place in the dirt and we're going to power her off, make sure everything's hooked up right and these fittings don't pop off. Other direction, Joey. Okay, get it, Joey. Hit it. Break your line. What it is, break the line on this, not literally break it. Take some of this back pressure off. Okay, working on level ground. Just relieve some of that pressure off there. Make sure you clean up your mess when you're done. You get oil dry. If that one's not it, what we may do is we may loosen this one as well. Sometimes you can have pressure on either one of them. This happens usually when somebody doesn't bleed the lines before they disconnect. Now that that's locked in, we're going to go ahead and tighten our fittings back up that we loosened.
Okay, what do you got?
Hey, Anthony, do you know where the podium's at?
Okay. Now we're going to take it and we're going to test it.
Okay. Man, I have nobody loose to bring nothing to you. Is there any way y'all can put it in the truck and bring it out to us?